It's Oklahoma Archery. Everything archery based out of Oklahoma for Oklahomans. Let's get it started. All right, folks, let's kill the music and cue the mics. Here we are for an Oklahoma Archery podcast. I'm David Bosca.
I'm Neil Cooley, and we are happy to have two returning podcast guests back after a great weekend at Foley. We've got Mr. Chad Hilburn and Miss Brooklyn Storts, fresh off the top 5 finishes at Foley. How y'all doing?
Ladies first, Brooke.
Oh, I'm doing good. You know, still reeling from the events from this weekend. So it was a good weekend. I'm happy.
Brooke, it seems like we have an annual post-Foley podcast with you. Is that now officially your favorite Pro-Am to go to?
I think so. Yeah, I've had good luck the past 2 years at both of them. So hopefully we can keep going.
Absolutely. Chad, is that the first Foley shoot-off you've made it to, or is this just the most recent?
Nope, that is the first Foley shoot. Yeah, it's the first Foley shoot-off I've made it to. It's the first time I've made it to a shoot-off in the first tournament of the year. So that was a new one for me. Is
it hard going into Foley because you're just rolling out an indoor season and you're still working on the bow, or is it kind of, is it different than any other Pro-Am because it's so early in the year?
Yeah, I don't know about Brooke, but yeah, you've shot a lot of paper. We were fortunate enough this year. We've had a couple good weeks of pretty good weather before Foley, so I was able to test the 3D bow out and make sure it was shooting pretty well. But I come back from Foley and I've already made a few tweaks. We'll just say that.
What did you what have you changed since then on your bow?
Really, I lengthened my draw length a little bit. Foley's pretty flat, and I still felt like I was short all weekend long. And I've started playing with my grip a little bit. So, and so far it's the bow is shooting good, but now it's shooting back.
There you go. Are you changing the way you put your hand in the bow, or are you trying any of the aftermarket grips?
No, I'm just changing the way I put my hand in the bow. Yeah, I've tried the aftermarket grips, and I went back to the original.
Much the same over here. I tried the 5 degree for about 2 days, about 36 hours of misery, and after playing with my bars and having to add yards to the sight tape, I took it all off and went back to the 0. So I'm right there with you.
That's exactly what I did. I gave them all a good old try, and none of them just really felt right in my hand, just to be honest with you.
See, I was the opposite. It felt great in my hand, but when I'd start to push and execute that shot, it'd just wiggle around everywhere. It was exactly the opposite of Ryan. He tried the 5 degree and said, I hate the way it feels in my hand, but it aims and shoots so good. So I'm like, well, I guess, different strokes for different folks.
Well, it does have sausages for fingers, so you don't know. So
yeah, Ryan's the kind of guy, when he shakes your hand, you're just happy you get your arm back afterwards. It's like shaking hands with Jeff Hopkins. Brooke, did you do anything to your bow when you got back, or was second place finish good enough to leave it be?
I haven't messed with it yet. I got it out a little bit today and shot it. It feels fine. I'm thinking about messing with a different arrow setup, but okay. I got the draw length and stuff where I like it. So right now I'm not going to change anything on that front.
Perfect. Well, we've got 2 qualifiers this weekend. If you want to come out and try to shoot it under pressure, test all those changes. We're going to be at the Sanctuary Archery Range at 9 a.m. Saturday and Sunday, and we're going to be at Allen Archery at 1:30 both those days. I hear Mr. Hilburn's going to come test out one of the new ranges.
Yep. We're going to come to the Allen when it's actually pretty close to my house. So
yeah, I was telling them.
So.
I was telling him you used to have a range over there, and I don't remember if you told me it was a wildfire or a tornado that took all the trees out or something.
It's a tornado came right through the middle of the range.
Gave it the old London, Kentucky treatment, huh?
Hey, absolutely. Just like London, Kentucky. But I was fortunate. I got every target back, and they were all still intact. Now, Porta John I had out there, that was a different story. But
once that thing turns upside down, you just let it just leave it lay.
That tornado probably, it literally blew crap everywhere probably. So
very selective wording there.
Well, at least you had one. That's what counts. That's the people. We got so many new ranges. They're like, what's it take to have a range? I'm like, well, you need the 3 Ps. You need parking, you need practice bags, and you really need a porta-john because, I mean, you just can't go without it. So big shout out to all the modern amenities. We need them. And it's not for us. It's for the kids and the ladies. I mean, good old boy, we keep dude wipes in the stool. We can go find a tree, but not when you got the Junior Eagle class one stake away from you. That's just not what you want.
No.
Well, let's start with equipment. We talked about what they're going to change and not change maybe. Well, let's go back to what you're shooting. Brooke, would you like to start?
Sure. I switched bows this year. I'm shooting an Elite Exalt. I have the long draw version. I like the bigger cam and how it aims. And then I've got a True Ball Fulcrum AC Flex. I've been really liking that. It's probably one of my favorite releases I've ever had. And then I've got an Epsilon Rest. I run it as a blade with a 10th thou blade on it. I have an XL Achieve Pro that I'm really liking the adjustability on that one. And then Conquest Smackdown bars, Hamsky weights, Winterhawk strings. I forgot that last time. And then Black Eagle arrows. I have 275 3-fletch tech wings with Easton pin knocks and 120 competition archery points up front.
What size arrows?
Oh, PS23 350 spine.
Best arrow out there.
Yep.
I love it.
Like lasers.
Well, you said that you are shooting your Trinity as a blade. Do you have it set as a hard blade, or do you have it to where it'll still move on its own, but don't have the side spring on it?
I have it to where it won't come back.
Yeah, it's set solid. Yeah.
Don't laugh at me, Chad.
Yes, but I'm asking will it still move on its own?
Yes.
Is it a soft spring in it, or do you have it wound really tight to where it's really firm?
I think I've got it wound pretty tight. This is the first time I've done a blade with this rest. So if I remember correctly, because I've been shooting it for about a year, if I remember correctly, I had to.
Oh, yeah, so it's still brand new. I can understand not understanding about it.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to Scott Hamlin. I didn't know you could take the little black wheel with the 2 set screws out and turn it this way and this way. I had no idea that Hamskys even had that adjustability.
Oh, spring tension?
Yes, hats off to y'all for actually understanding the equipment you shoot. I just leave whatever Dan Gaston said it as is how I shoot it until I go meet Jesus. It's as tuned as it's going to get, and if you miss, that's on you. So
Yeah.
I didn't know we could even do that. So I didn't learn that till last year at one of the shot events.
Chad, what you got going?
This year I'm running the Dart and Tritech. Still running the 625 Conquest bars. I'll still shoot my Hamsky as a drop away. Still shooting the B3 Exact sight. Still shooting the B3 Omega Pro for my release. I did change arrow setups this year. I'm still shooting Black Eagle, but I went ahead and now I'm shooting the PS27 350 spines with 130 up front.
That's the way.
I threw the biggest shaft on there I could. I'm out there to pull lines and fill up 12s,
Yeah.
Well, Chad, I talked to you there at the GPO range, and we were out. I don't know if it was after Friday or if it was still Thursday, and you were testing the wind to see, because you brought a set of skinnies as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I did bring a set of skinnies, but I never pulled them out. Back on our ranges, there wasn't any wind to speak of, so I didn't have to mess with that setup.
It's good to have it in the bank, though, in case you need it.
Well, it depends on what range you are in Foley, because you can be out in the wide open and have to deal with a lot of wind if you're on the wrong range. Sure.
That's where we were.
They finally put the old guys where we could be comfortable and
And I was hoping we were where y'all were, because that's where I was last year, and I did good.
Well, us old guys, we grow up enough that we get our way sometimes. So I'm just going to tell you.
Brooke, I don't know what you did to finish your second round, but you just need to keep doing that. We went and walked the A and B range and said hi to all the Oklahoma people there. I liked it. I didn't take any pictures this year, but I like to go see everybody. And everybody was doing good until I walked up and they'd shoot a 5 or they'd blank a target, and they're like, "You got to get out of here, Neil." And I saw Brooke down at the very end shooting in her group, and she was like, "I think I'm 2 up right now. If I hit that one, I'm at 4." And you came back and you're like, "I'm 4 up." And you ended with the last 8 or 9 targets at 16 up. Yeah. So you hit 6 out of the last 8, 7 out of the last 8, something like that.
I've got my scorecard right here so I can remember what I did. I hit 4 out of the last 6.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I caught 4 in a row twice.
That's great. Were you
upper or lower?
I was hitting uppers, and that day I always take the first few targets to see how I'm judging, if I'm judging short or judging hot. And I'd noticed the first few that I was catching top of the IBO or hitting the lower or hitting the upper. So, and I do have a tendency to do that quite a bit. And that day I was just like, let's just start calling them and see what happens. So,
well, you're the star of the show now. Chad can't follow that.
Oh no.
The dial-up internet in Wapanucka has failed us. He'll be back. We'll talk to you till he pings back in.
Okay.
But on your second round, I know the lady that got first was in your group. Were you trying to push and catch those 12s at the very end, or were you gunning at them from the get-go?
It's kind of weird. I started, finishing day 1, I was like, I'm 8 off the lead. I'm sitting 4th. I mean, I'm going to go in there and try to hit them, but realistically, can I do it? I don't know. I talked to Quinn on the practice range, and he was like, I'm going for them or whatever. And I was like, maybe I need to take that. And then I saw Ryan right before I walked in, and he looked at me and he said, "Don't be a sissy." And so I was like, that's it. We're just going to go for it and see what happens. But the day before, I was pressing too hard and adding too much and shooting them at the top. So I knew going into that day, I wasn't going to add as much. Kind of changed my game plan a little bit. I was just going to judge them for what they were and shoot. And then through those first 3, I was like, I'm catching the uppers, so let's just call them. And I was fortunate. I think I hit 10 all day and 2.8, so It worked pretty good.
That's better. That's better than most of the known people shot on some of those ranges.
And so I didn't explain this very good. I'm aiming at the lower, but I'm playing the rise game.
Okay.
In the upper.
So you're aiming at the far side of the lower.
Yeah.
So under the IBO and putting the biggest number you can on it.
Yes.
Hoping to rise into it, but playing it safe at the same time.
I know the math of my bow and my gaps and stuff. So I knew if I thought it was this number, I knew I could put it on this, and that would catch the bottom or the 10 if it's what I thought it was. And luckily, most of them were what I thought they were.
So if you break a good shot and your number is spot on, you're going to hit a nice safe 10 underneath the lower. And if you misjudge it at all, you're going to rise into it, and you're going to catch the 12 at the bottom. Did I say that right? This is why I don't judge yardage.
Yes.
Well, no. So if I break a good shot, I'm going to hit the upper.
Okay.
If I don't, and I'm a little short, I hit just underneath.
Okay. If you judged it to yeah, man, that's hard.
We'll go with that.
This shows you why I use the rangefinder. Chad, back me up on this.
Well, I've played both games for lots of years, but you need to stick with the rangefinder. I'm just telling you.
It's all good till the battery dies, and I got one in my stool. So
always bring it back up.
Oh yeah. Not that it was going to do me any good on my first day. I mean, it was 4 shot 5 and gave 3 back, left, right, left, right, left, right. My issue was not the up and down. It was the side to side. So, hats off to you for making the shot.
You had a good second day though, right, Neil?
Yep. Second day, totally different guy. Shot the best round of my life, 22 up clean.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been over 20 up, and I know I've never done it without an 8 or a 5 in there. So yeah, it was. I caught all of them that I missed on the first day. I said I'm coming back for you. It was fun. We had a good group. I had another guy in my group that ended up like 42, 44 up, and I think he tied for third. Shout out to Jesse, I think Hatcher from Georgia. He had a great group. I shot with a few of them before, and I could have shot 22 up both days and still only took second. So it shows you how deep that class. I think 56 up in K45 is what won it. So you got to hit just about every one of them you can and not give anything back. It's pretty steep over there.
Yeah.
Well, Chad, let's walk through your qualifying rounds. Kind of tell us, how they went, and then let's kind of get into the shoot down. I know everybody can go watch it on the Competition Archery Media YouTube in the Senior Men's Open or Known division, Senior Known Pro.
Senior Known Pro, yeah. Well, Saturday, it's the typical Foley start for me, honestly. Saturday, I better back that up. We'll just say Friday. I shoot Friday, Saturday. I'm sorry. Friday morning, come out, just what I call shooting safe. Shot the first 7 targets. When I was done with 7 targets, I was still sitting at dead even. Hadn't shot a single 12 yet. And, finally, at one point, because in the known distance class, shooting even or just a little up just isn't going to get you anywhere. So you finally just start aiming at them, got a little confidence in my aim, and I hit 7 out of the last 13. I tell you that I hit 8 out of the last 13. I shot an 8 in the process, and kind of got me, in the hunt. In my class, if you can end up in between 14 and 20, you're going to be in the hunt after the first day. And, we come out Saturday. I actually started hitting 12s early. On Saturday, it was reverse order. And I got all my points in the first, 12, 13 targets. And then, for some reason, the 12s kind of became hard for me to come by. And it wasn't because of, tough, long shots. I missed in the last 3 targets. Well, I'll just show you. I shot IBOs in the last 3 targets, and the last target was a 30-yard turkey. And I thought I made a great hit and almost dead center of the IBO. And I don't know why. I think there at the end you start pressuring yourself. And I think I was a little stout in my front hand, and every time I broke the release, kind of like Don Brook over judging, I just over pushed my grip hand, and I was shooting everything at the top right there at the end. But fortunately for me, I squeaked into the shoot down. I was the last guy in, and the first guy out was shooting in my group, and he shot 26 up. And so I was sweating it there at the end, knowing that I really probably needed a couple more 12s to safely get into the shoot down. But I was blessed to be able to make the top 5 anyway. So,
in your division, do they have the leaderboard through 30, 35, and 40? Do you know where you're at as you're shooting the last ones?
Yeah. We're just like all the other pro ranges. Every 5 targets, we have to turn in scorecards, or they give us a separate scorecard to turn in, so that she can, they keep it marked up on the board. So that way, anytime you want to know where you're at, and kind of know what you need to do there towards the end. And I knew in the last 5 targets that things were tight, and maybe that's why I got tight, and I was just kind of shooting everything at the top a little bit, because I knew everybody was kind of bunching up right there around that 26 to 30 range. And And I really want to be about 32 at the end to kind of comfortably get in there.
Yeah. Where you don't have to go into the shoot off shooting 5.14s. I know my strategy.
Yeah, at least that way you're going to shoot off, and you kind of in the middle of the pack, and you need to go hit some 12s and maybe hit the gimme 14s, as we'll say, and give yourself a chance.
Yeah, that'd be kind of nerve wracking. I think we saw that last year with Lawson, where he had a really good lead early. And it's like, do you mash the gas and go for those 14s because the rest of the guys are going to go for them, or do you play it safe with the lead? And that's the kind of quick math that I'm not really prepared to do. So did you have Ryan? I know you had Ryan there as your coach or your proctor.
I told him, hey, I said, one thing, I said, just keep track of score for me. He's able to sit there and shoot down. He's telling me what other people's is hit, especially as you get kind of towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
And, to back up there, I was 28 up. Randy Baraka was 40. So there's a 12-point gap. But there was only a 4-point gap between where I was in second place. So my strategy was, I knew, Randy may be a little out of reach for me, but technically he wasn't. Me and Michael Braden was the same score. Michael came back and won it. But, my strategy was hit the 12s that I needed to hit. And there was 2 targets on the range I looked at, and I was like, depending on when I shoot them, I probably need to shoot a 14 on them to be able to get on the podium. I mean, you're there, you want to win it, but you'd like to be in the top 3, make the podium when you get the big contingency check, and makes the payday a little better. And I really feel, me and Ryan talked I had a good strategy, but I didn't make the shots I needed to.
Is there any difference? I know some people don't like shooting indoors. I mean, you don't have the wind to contend with, and the footing's good. How good is the lighting, and did it affect where you were hitting? Did you have to give it any clicks left or right?
For me, it didn't affect me at all. And honestly, it didn't affect where I hit, where I aimed on some of the targets, especially the black bear. And I did manage to hit that for 12 on him, but man, the low light just took away any kind of detail on some of those darker targets that you could actually aim at. And that's where you really have to go back to where, hey, I've shot this target, 1,000 times. This is where I aim at it, and this is where it should be. And then you got to trust yourself and, just make the best shot that you can.
Yep. I wish they would go on because Foley and Minden are indoor, and the other 4 are outdoor shoot-offs. I wish they would go to a lighter set of targets for that, just because you don't have anyone else's arrows to aim off of reference-wise. Like when you're shooting in a group of 4 or 5, you can glass it and see, I need to be left, I need to be right, I need to be higher than that. But when it's just 1 arrow per target, and the 14's way out there in the middle of no man's land, there's just not much to go off of, especially on those dark ones.
Yeah, you're right. And this was the first time I'd ever made a shoot down and shot it indoor. It is nice to be out of the wind, and it was windy Saturday afternoon. And, and it's a little different feel being indoor. I thought it kind of brought something extra to the shoot down, honestly. Everybody's indoor. I guess the camera and the video part of the shoot is probably easier on them, and it's a little more, it's a little more elaborate than some of the outdoor shoot downs I made.
Yeah, trust me, it's the only way to go indoor when you don't have to worry about the rain hitting your expensive cameras and everything like that.
Wouldn't it be great, since LEDs last forever, if they couldn't get some kind of an LED out where they put the cameras in front of each individual target, also have an LED light to kind of shine up on the target for everything. LEDs last forever, and the way battery packs are set up, you'd think they'd get them to last 3.5, 4 hours.
Oh yeah, and it's sure, if you had any detail on the target, it would surely bring it out.
Yeah.
At least illuminate them for the senior class guys. Come on now. There's a reason they're going to have them shoot first now, so the lights will give them a break on the eyes.
Oh, I figured it's because we had to get to bed.
Well, yeah. I mean, there was all that hoopla a couple of years ago when they bumped them off of the Sportsman's broadcast, but I always watch it on the YouTube anyway, so I'm never tuned into the outdoor channel. I'm watching it on the Cam official YouTube channel. And
that's why I watch everything. So.
Say again.
So that's why I watch everything too. Is on YouTube. It's just more convenient, and you get it free. So.
Yeah. Do you ever going into the shoot down where nerves might be a factor? Do you ever add a stabilizer weight to the front of your bow? Is there any kind of changes you make going in, or you just tell yourself make a good shot?
No, honestly, I've learned to accept the nerves. Not that I've been in a ton of shoot downs, but I've been in 5 or 6 now, and now I go into it to have fun. I mean, let yourself enjoy it. You did the work to be there. There's no sense in being nervous and taking some of that fun out of why you're there. And I'm going to go out there and shoot my best, and I'm going out there to hit everything I aim at, but I'm also going out there just to enjoy the moment because, I'm not getting any younger, and I'm going to enjoy the time and the opportunities that I do have when I'm out there. Yeah.
It looks like you guys have a good group of guys out there in the senior class.
Oh yeah, we're old and cranky, but we have a good time.
From a spectator standpoint on this, it was really neat seeing all the guys that they showed and pictured, and then following them on the internet and everything. What new they've changed over the winter. I guess you could say the new contracts or the new whatever, and seeing what everybody's come back out with, it's like, that's interesting. Do y'all do the same thing standing there as they're walking onto the range for the first time?
We notice it, and there's always a little talk about it on it. I mean, we don't make a big deal about it, but we always talk about what's changed, who's changed. And who's flipped, and I mean, you just look beside me over at that side. I guess you got Brooke. She flipped in the off season. She's shooting a new bow and everything this year. And we talk about contracts. We talk about whys and how comes. And at the end of the day, most time it's all about for the same reasons.
Yeah,
I think at a certain point of performance at a high level, y'all could shoot just about any bow on the market, and it's going to hit behind the pin for you. So it's never the bow; it's always the Indian, so to speak.
Well, I'm going to agree with you on that. But the Indian needs to do their part and get the bow to field and shoot the best for them too. So I mean, and some bows
still has to fit you.
Yes, it's the attention to just a little easier, or maybe they're a little closer to something you have already been shooting, so it's a little on the transition. But at the end of the day, if you got guys out there, if you give them time behind the bow, they're going to make it work, and it's going to shoot good for them.
That'll be fantastic. So Brooke, I don't know on the new. I know they've changed the rules for the move up. Because it used to be if you made a couple of podiums, you were pretty much automatically up. So yeah. Are you planning on going to all 6 Pro-Ams this year?
Yes, I plan to hit all of them.
Are you ready? Are you thinking about making the jump next year?
Yeah, we'll see. Right now it's going good.
Yeah. Assuming you have a choice at the end of the year, you might be 2 and done. So
right. Yeah, they changed the rules a little bit. Last year I was $100 short from winning one and podiuming at one, and now they've changed it, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm definitely going to take a shot at it.
Educate me, Brooke. How did they change it? I mean, give me some info.
So last year it was, I think, your entry fee times 12.
Something like that. I thought it was like 200% of your entry fee or something.
I know the number for our class was if you won $840 in tournament money, you moved up. But now they changed it to where it's $7,000 in support money and equipment, if I have that correct.
So the cost of your bow goes into this.
I'm not sure how that works. I honestly didn't know they changed it until we were in Foley. So I haven't really read or talked to anybody about it. So I'm not 100% sure on what goes into it. I think contingency money does for sure, but equipment and stuff I don't know.
So what's your next one?
Oh, my next Podium?
No.
Oh.
Next class.
Sorry. Well, it'd probably have to be the pro class. Yeah.
Women's Open Pro. Got to go be the elite representative up there.
I'm going to try. We'll see. I mean, we got 5 Podiums left.
It's going to happen. It could have happened last year real easy. We're going to give you one more year to sandbag.
Oh, no. Well, I didn't have a good end of the year last year, so.
We didn't know how far the targets were.
Good point.
I can't hit them. I got a rangefinder and I can't hit them. You shot 16 up on the 45-yard range out there in the open in the wind without a rangefinder. We got guys that didn't shoot 16 up in the trees with a clicker box on there. So that's amazing.
I guess that was a pretty good score.
Yes, that was pretty. Look at you.
Well, I was driving home. I kept looking at everything and how everybody did, and I kept staring at my numbers. So I finished 8 up for the weekend with 12, and Renee finished 12 up with, I can't remember how many she had. But I kept staring at it and being like, how do I do that and lose? I hit 10 all day. I judged really well, shot lights out, and worked for every one of them, and I lost.
Yeah.
But I shot myself in the foot on day 1, so that doesn't help.
And
I don't think the question is, how did you shoot that and lose? I think the question to ask yourself is, I shot this much and got second. What do I need to do for the first? I mean, it's baby steps from here. Yeah. You're there. It's just baby steps. It really is. So
I think it kind of goes back to what Chad was saying a minute ago. Based on your first day score, you can look at kind of where everybody is, and it's going to kind of dictate what you do on day 2.
Yeah,
just a little bit. Yeah.
I was like, when I talked to Quinn and Ryan, and after that, I was like, I really have nothing to lose. I'm fourth. I'm 8 off the lead. I had no idea I could even catch her, and then I think we turned the corner after I hit 4 the first time. And I was just like, I mean, we're going to win or die trying. So
we gotta interview Renee and see what she was thinking at this. Like, God dang, I can't get her off of me.
With 4 to go, we were on the Black Bear, and I 12'd it, and I think she shot an 8 out the top. And I come back after I shot, and she looks at Lenny, one of our other girls in the group, and she goes, she just tied me. And I didn't know at that point. I knew I'd hit a bunch and was doing pretty good and was on a roll, but she was also doing really good. So I didn't know where we were at. I wasn't keeping score. So when she said that, I was like, what?
Now, you probably would have had her on 12 rings if you shot 10 on day 2.
Yeah. And there's 2 shots I know that I messed up on that if I'd have had them, I'd have had her on 12s.
So was she shooting before or after you? Because having the leader in your group as the second, sitting in second, is a pretty big advantage, because Chad was saying they get updates every 5 targets. You've got them in real time. If I can catch her with this next one, she shoots a 10, I shoot a 12. She shoots an 8, I can play it safe. Yeah. So was she before or after you?
I'm trying to think. I think she was after. I think she was after.
That worked. That just puts the pressure on her. That worked. If you're hitting 4 out of the last,
I think she was after though.
Yeah, if you're hitting 4 in a row, that's going to make her sweat. And I think I'm not 100% on this, so don't let me speak out of turn. I think she's competed in the pro division before. I think she took a couple of years off, and she's back in Open 45 in the women's now.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know how long she competed in pro, but it was up until just a few years ago.
Brooke, let me tell you what I'm reading into this. And I'm being really serious with this. You're starting to worry about mental game. What do I got to do? How do I do this? Forget it. I've got two granddaughters that show animals, and they have won at national levels. They've won state. They've won all kinds of stuff. And I remember a couple of years ago, both of them had won showmanship at nationals and one showmanship at OYE, if you know what OYE is.
Yeah.
But anyway, I sat them down in the barn that next week, and I said, girls, you both now know how hard you had to work to get to it. No one else behind you understands that. Mm-hmm. So if you equal what you got and take one more step, that's where you need to be. So you're sitting there going, what do I got to do to get to that? Well, you got 20 other girls behind you that has no idea what you've already done. So keep it in mind to not let the mental get to you. But the winning is you've already been there and you already know the work that it takes. They don't yet understand it. You do. Mm-hmm. So it's just that one more something is what it's going to be. So don't let it get to you.
Brooke, was your score this year at Foley higher than what you won with last year at Foley?
Yes.
And the key to that is shooting less indoor, right? Because last year I know you shot a whole lot of indoor, and this year it wasn't so much. And you put a bigger number up at the first Pro-Am. So yeah. what we're focusing on here is keep your eyes on the prize.
Yes. I don't think I shot any indoor this year. Well, I went to Brands one time and did one jackpot because I've been working a lot more. So my practice time's kind of been eaten up. So yeah, I didn't shoot any indoor this fall, really.
That's what we like to hear.
But anybody, I want y'all to know, I just muted him so that he can't keep talking like this. This is not what it needs to be. Anyway, go ahead and come on back, Neil.
I'm just saying, the people need to know, Dave. I shot more indoor this year than anybody.
And what was your second day scores? Yeah.
We're not worried about the second. I was so far out. When you shoot 4 up on the first day, all you can do is go aim at every one of them. Because I could have hit, if I was 4 up, I could have hit 40 up the second day and not won it. I'd have been 44 up and not done it. Wouldn't have made a difference. Winning was out the window, and I was just there to have fun and support the guy. Like I had a guy that shot, I think, 18 and 26 in my group. So by the end of it, we were all cheerleading him on. We're like, "Come on, Jesse, make a good shot." He was from Georgia. He was one state over, kind of dark-headed with a beard. I was like, "We got the great value Jesse Broadwater in our group, y'all." And he went on a tear, dude. I think both the second days, I think he shot 8 or 9 in a row. Like he'd start out 10, 10, 10, 12, 10, 10, 10, 12, and then a string of 9 in a row. I was like, golly, this kid's figured it out. It takes him about 8 targets to get going, but the last 12, he didn't miss but 2 or 3 both days. Is what it is, Like Chad was kind of talking about giving it the safe 10 out of the gate just to see how's my nerves, how's my bow, is it hitting behind the pin, and then you got to start swinging for the bleachers.
See, now whose advice is his or mine makes more sense?
Yeah. So when you're showing cows on the ASA Pro-Am range, what you need to remember is I've done the work to be here.
Yeah, but she understood what I meant.
I did.
Yeah.
She's had high-level coaching before. Y'all, real quick, tell them a little bit about what shop you shoot for and a little bit about the program you've got going down there at Oklahoma Shooting Academy. We're 40 minutes in. We got to plug Ryan.
I'm surprised we haven't yet, honestly.
Yeah,
he's probably over in the corner pouting, Brooke, that we haven't threw BowShack out there at least a dozen times.
Yeah.
But me and Brooke both shoot for BowShack out of Dickson, Oklahoma, which Ryan Thomason runs. And honestly, he's, besides just being a great friend, man, he's always in your corner. He's always willing to help. I know he's coached Brooke a lot. Brooke, I've had to coach Ryan a lot, so it's you're kind of getting some trickle down coaching from me. You just haven't realized it yet, but
Well, thank
Ryan,
you. I appreciate it.
Ryan listens really well, and he retains a lot of information. But no, yeah, if you don't know where he's at, you need to go check Ryan's place out. So the little shop there, right in the middle of Dickson, Oklahoma. You can't miss it if you drive through Dickson, right, Brooke?
Right?
And,
no,
and
it's
you
a big
won't
old
find
black building. You can't miss it.
you don't find anybody any more passionate and willing to help than Ryan Thomason. I promise you that.
Yes.
And see, he's got another qualifier going down there. Oh, come on. June 13th and 14th. So if y'all watch the senior known pro shoot down, every pro in that division that went to Ryan's qualifier made that shoot down, because Chad and Michael Braden were both there getting the reps in it. And hats off to Michael Braden, dude, coming in fourth and coming back at the very end, just swinging for the bleachers, chopping wood till you cut everybody else down. Like, that was awesome to see. And he's a fantastic shot, fantastic guy if you ever talk to him.
Talk about Michael. Me and Michael shot the same group the second day, and we just kind of was neck and neck, just plugging all day, and we knew we were right there together. And and Michael had me on 12 count. I was really worried that Michael was going to get in on 12 count, and I was going to be left out. But fortunately, we both made it. And I'm just telling you, Michael absolutely he shot his rear off and shoot down for that win. I mean, he made every shot he needed to make to come back and win that tournament. And man, just kudos to Michael Braden on just a great shoot down. I mean, it was pretty awesome to be a part of, honestly.
Yeah, and that's what people don't understand about, like, y'all are competing against each other, but if he makes the shot and you don't, or vice versa, y'all are right there to give him a hug and shake their hand and tell them congrats. It is you don't see anybody at the high level being a bad sport about the outcome. I mean, they're just as happy for you making the shot as if they would have made it themselves. And I can't stress that enough out there for anybody that hasn't tried 3D archery or been to an ASA event. Like, a year ago, we were watching the video of Steven Altizer making the last shot on target number 40 to get into the shoot down. And he had just about everybody in an elite jersey sitting there giving him a hug. And about the time Darren Christianberry rolls up, I'm over here just trying to keep it together. You saw everybody on his stake. They knew how much it meant to him. And, I think it popped up in my Facebook memories from a year ago. And I'm like, man, the ASA's got me sitting here in the recliner all in my feelings for a guy that I've literally never met in my life. Like, it's just that kind of organization where you're going to have people that pick you up. They're going to pat you on the back when you do good. You misset your sight and blank one, they're going to pat you on the ass and tell you to get back out there. It happens. Yeah. So we've all been there, and we're trying to keep the good karma rolling and the good times, because I've always wanted to. It'd be nice to win one, but at the end of the day, from a damage control standpoint, I'm never going to let my bad day become all of our bad day. And you shot with somebody that's been that way before in the past, and it's like, man, come on. Just because you're not on today, don't ruin it for the rest of us. So been there before. It's about time for Dave to come out and shoot some 3D. What do you guys think?
Yeah, you're missing out.
I keep waiting. I mean, Dave, you can come shoot with me anytime you want. I mean, I'm shooting Allen this weekend. It's a late 1:30 start. You don't got to get out of bed early. Shoot, I bet you I can get Jake to stick us on the same stake.
This weekend, this Saturday, I am headed to Dewey to shoot the 5-spot, the NFAA 5-spot.
Indoor's over.
No, it's not.
Yes,
I'm going to mute you next.
Hey, Dave, I'm going to shoot at Dewey on Sunday.
I'm getting ready for the next weekend where I'm going to run out to Memphis to the Indoor Nationals.
Oh, okay.
So
I am shooting 3D and indoors, and I will be at Indoor Nationals for the first time this year.
Yep.
First time ever?
First time ever. You got to remember, for a lot of years, all I shot was 3D because I just didn't have time with the coaching that I just couldn't get away early in the year. And And since I've got out of my coaching duties, I've been going to Vegas, and this year I'm going to go to Indoor National. Since it's at Memphis, that's a close haul.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I chickened down on flying to Lancaster and all that bad weather. I decided, well, I'll run up there to Memphis, and so yeah, I'm going to run to Memphis.
I can't believe you're going to go back after last time.
Well, now there was some issues. The quick story of it all was, I think it was 4 years ago. I got up there and I tied for fourth place. In the four-way tie, I lost it on X counts. I got all the way down to seventh, but we all had the same score at fourth place. Went back the next year, and man, I felt like I was rolling good. And we were at the break, the sixth turn, so I got to the seventh end. I was clean. I hadn't dropped a 10 yet, or the X. I was clean all the way up to it, and target panic set in. I flipped to the top target at that point, seventh end, and you got 4 minutes for those 5 shots. I looked up and had like a minute and 45 seconds, and I had yet to make one shot. I could not make anything go off, and that back half, I dropped 14 points.
Wow.
On a 5 spot. Yeah, it ate my lunch, and I told the group, I said, I'm not going to leave y'all hanging. It'll screw all the karma going on. But knowing that we're going to be grouped the next day anyway, I wasn't going to be around them anyway. We had a guy shooting really, really good in our group. And so he needed to stay in it. So I kept keeping my mouth shut. No, everybody. And it got to the last end, and there I was just standing. And he was second to the last end. That's what it was. And he told me, he said, dude, just dial the heck out of your scope and let it hang out low. Don't worry about it. Just shoot it. Well, I thought, that's brilliant. Well, but then my mind knew that I was aiming low on purpose. So then it even aimed lower. And I'm like, what's going on? But pardon me. So I flamed out, and I left a day early, and I came home and I told myself I'll never shoot another set of archery games until I learn to shoot back tension. And I sat for 3 or 4 months out here in the warehouse, just standing at a blank bale, shooting. And I was probably 2 months in, and I decided I'm going to go 10 yards. And I stood back at 10 yards, and I pulled up, first shot. Oh my God, you're killing me. And I was like, okay. So I started all over, and I went right back up to the bale. And, I've learned to keep it in check. Does it hit me? Absolutely. It hits me. Do I fight it? Yep. Absolutely. I fight it. But I want you to know that was the best thing I did, because I just love shooting. I didn't want to quit. I didn't want to have to quit, but I went back to nationals after that. Did okay. But I had it in my head. I'm not going to let this win, and I'm going to go back this time with the same deal. I went back to Lancaster. That's what it was. I went back to Lancaster, and I thought, first big tournament after that, let's see what happens. But yeah, you got to jump on it.
Was with me and Mark, or was that before then, or?
That was before.
Before.
Yeah, that one that y'all all went to at Lancaster was my first big tournament after my meltdown. Yeah.
After your meltdown.
Yeah. So, yeah. And so, hey, it's been good. I've enjoyed it. Been back. It's fine.
We had to do something to get him off the wrist trap release. We had to get him. He was the last one on planet Earth shooting a wrist rocket.
I'm going to take it up to Dave on this one. So when you step on the senior pro range, there is a lot of wrist rockets still on the senior pro range.
Mine was still 20 years old. I had like 3 of them, and it was the same release when I quit shooting in 2002, 2003, whenever it was I quit shooting. It was still the same release. I got a new bow, I got a new sight, a new scope. I got all the newbies, but I still shot that same release, and it was antique. Yeah.
I never learned to shoot one of those.
I believe it or not, I picked mine back up about a month ago, and I put it on, and I couldn't get my head not even close to what it was supposed to be, and I'm like, I'm not even supposed to know how to hold it. Yeah, so I didn't even shoot that shot. I took it off and put it back in. I got it in my bow case now. I was showing some people a couple of weeks ago up at the range about how wore down it is, and on the inside of the clasp where they come together, I shot it so much that on the inside where the D loop runs, it ate it down, and it's ate it like a quarter of the way up into it. And it was an old true ball glove is what it was called. And does Randy something true ball. What's his, I forget his name, but I think his name was Randy, the guy that used to own it or does own it or something. Huh?
I don't know.
Yeah. But I remember years ago showing it to him about with it and everything. He says, "Oh my God, how many shots have you got through that?" And I said, "I don't know, a few thousand." He said, "I'll bet more than that, because it literally looks like a wire just to sit there and just rub through it." Yeah.
You also had that happen at league night. Just about you could see white through your black D loop.
What, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, he had 6 arrows to go, and I said, I better get the video camera out for this if he's going to try to shoot it. You're like, only got 6 to go. I was like, oh man, don't do it.
And I heard someone back there, they yelled, "Don't be chicken. Your mama didn't raise no quitter." So for 6 shots, I'd pull back like this, and then I'd pull it in. I wasn't quitting. My gosh, I heard that.
You goaded you into it, man. I'd have felt bad if that had broke on you.
No, you
love that. You love that old spool of material. He ties every D loop with this one old spool of black D loop material, and he swears it holds up good. And
it does.
I mean, you just shoot that much that it goes through there. Is it 23 or 24 diameter?
I ain't got a clue, man.
We don't even know if it's BCY or something from the 1980s.
No, it was not a branded one, but you can cut off a piece like that and hold it, and it's going to still stick out there like that. Yeah.
I'm still running the 24. I just think it balls up so much better than that 23. I know people like the 23. I just never, every time I put a lighter to it, I'm like, I hate this stuff. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. So I use the 24 and let the color all run out of it and shoot it big, fat, and sloppy. I love it. Well, we've got a couple of announcements on the ASA side of things now that Dave's got his indoor demons exercised, and we've had the great confessional of 2026.
Hey,
we've got Wednesdays and Thursday nights. We're putting together some practice sessions at a couple of our local ranges, and we're going to give you the details for it. Wednesday night, we're going to be at Bowtown in Dibble, America. That's Carl Shipley's lane. He's got his 20 targets set up. We're going to go at 4 o'clock till dark. We're going to run registration 4 to 5. And it's just a practice 20 target practice round for $15. The cool thing about that is he's kicking back 5 of that to the buckle fund. So if you want to come support your Oklahoma ASA and make sure your buckles for this year are all shiny and new, come shoot at Bowtown on Wednesdays, starting at 4 o'clock. We're waiting on the time change, hoping the days get long, but we're going to let you start at 5 o'clock at the latest. So it's getting dark about 6:30. That'll give you time to get through 20 targets. We're going to give you a raffle ticket every time you show up. That's for our state bow giveaways. And what we're going to do is we're going to put all the cards face down and draw them 2 at a time. We're going to pair you up, blind team draw, and the winners each week are going to take home 20 raffle tickets and a free mulligan, team shoot mulligan for the qualifiers we're doing. So Wednesdays at Bowtown, and then Thursdays at the Oklahoma City Gun Club. So one's on the south side of the metro, one's on the north side of the metro. The gun club's going to leave their gates open at 3 o'clock till dark. You're going to pay $20, and that you shoot as much as you want, however many arrows per target. I think they've got 24 of them set right now on their static range. So you're going to get a raffle ticket from that. And if we figure out which 20 to do scorecards on, we'll blind draw you with the team, and we'll give you 20 raffle tickets, and each of you will get a team shoot mulligan. So we're trying to support the ranges they're going to be putting that money towards buying new cores, and everybody seems like it's getting into the 3D side of things this year, Dave excluded. So Wednesdays and Thursdays, we're going to be practicing shooting foam targets Wednesdays at Bowtown, Thursdays at the gun club. And the address on the gun club is there's 2 gates. It's the gate that'll be open for you 3 p.m. till dark is the one off 234th Street, not the one off Hiwassee Road. That's the north and south road. You want the east and west road, 234th. That is your state championship venue. So if you want to get some practice out there, see what the lighting conditions are like, come on out Wednesdays and Thursdays. We got raffle tickets for you, and maybe we can twist old Heath's arm into coming and cooking burgers at one of these. We're going to get the attendance up. There he is.
Let the record show I do have a 3D bow. It is 90% set up. I've got Black Eagle PS25s. So it's in the process. I shot Neil some of the specs. I've got the 350 spine. I got 140 grain tips in them, 47 pounds, and it's doing 273.
That's blazing fast for 47 pounds.
So
Dang, I had that problem.
I wish I had your draw length, bud. Can I just buy an inch or two of it?
But what I've got to figure out too is how to aim at foam targets without a dot. I mean,
yeah,
that'll do.
Just gotta do it. Just go do it, Dave. Just jump in.
That's what I do. You know, my scope now, I just still center it. I don't have a dot in it, so I might as well. That's what I'm going to try. I'll go out there and run up to the gun club. It's 30 minutes from me, 25 minutes from me. So I may have to run up there one Thursday just to see if I can how many arrows I'm going to come home with. You know, it's been a hot minute since I've tried that.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with 140 in the nose. It likes the wind. It likes the kickouts. I mean, everybody's so obsessed with speed. They want to run 100 grain tip. And it's like, you don't know when that wind starts blowing. That arrow's going down sideways, man. If you can run a $140 to a $160 in the nose, you're going to love it.
I'm not worried about speed. So I put 2 pounds on it, and I'm still where I need to be.
You think you'll get a fiber pin in there eventually, or you're just going to try to center it up on the
I'm
IBO?
going to start with what I got. You know, I got a couple of those Elvish tack setups because I know those guys. They've sent me a bunch. So if I need to, yeah, I'll run a Elvish tack in it, but I'm not. I'm going to try it like I got it. It sure be nice not to have to worry about lights and all that.
It's all good. Once you get in the shade and like early in the year, it's kind of bright because none of the trees have leaves on it. But once the leaves come, it gives you a lot of shade, and that pin looks a lot better in the dim light. Sometimes you got to go to a bigger aperture size, but until then, man, it's pretty good.
I was hoping that these 2 pros down here would throw in some input, but they're being awful quiet. I know I haven't muted their mics.
Neil has just, no, I tell you what, Dave. If you want a pin, I'll bring you a bow finger set up with a 19th thou pin in it, and you can just throw it in your sight and hook your tack light up to it, and you'd be ready to go.
Yeah.
What color pin are y'all running and size? The scope setup and everything, just out of curiosity.
I run the Shrewd Optum 40. I know a lot of people don't run the 40, but I like it. When I'm on a target, I can see it a lot. I like to see the whole thing. And then I have a 10 thou blue fiber with a E-Tech light, and I have a purple light. It makes the blue just like a little bit deeper and darker. So, and oftentimes I don't take it up above 3 or 4. I run it really small so I can like pinpoint it on the target.
Mm-hmm.
I have the Hamsky, the third smallest, 3-second. Yeah. So I've got a small aperture, and I like it like that.
What magnification?
4 power lens.
Nice and stable.
Yes.
You can have as much coffee as you want before you're around.
Oh, I don't drink coffee when I shoot. That makes for a terrible day.
Whiskey is better. Much preferred.
Absolutely.
Once you're old enough, maybe you can try some.
Hey, whiskey is my drink, actually. Okay.
Uh-oh. Now we're talking. Now we want the real secrets. You better
Chad,
not.
what are you rolling?
I'm rolling. I shoot a Bowfinger 35 mil. I shoot a 19th thou pin with blue fiber. I shoot a Hemsky peep with a minus clarifier in it. And I used to shoot a 10th thou pin, but David, as you get older, that 10th thou it started going away on me on some targets, and so I had to bump it up to a 19th thou pin, and I shoot a 6-fire scope. And
That's what I've got rolling right now.
honestly, I'd really like to try a 7, just to see, but right now the 6 has been working for me. So I'm able to see things, and I mean, it's my big problem, my eyesight. I can read an eye chart down to 2015, but you put something in front of my face, I can't read it without glasses. So that's my big problem. But
Yeah.
Do you use your rangefinder when you're setting your needle, or do you have one of those fancy Dan Gaston light magnifier combos that you flip open?
I got a little clip on. Well, in fact, I got it here in my pouch. I call it the Chinese magnifier because I got the little flip on.
I love
this little baby. You can see my eyes. It's like it's a 30x. So, so I'm fine tune that dial on my sights.
It's coming every day. I'm ready for it.
Respect him, guys. Quit laughing.
Hey, I used to laugh at Dan turning his rangefinder around till I tried it, and you can really see where that needle's setting. If it's 27.1 or 27.7, you can.
You do that, if you're really set right on the mark or not, whether you got good vision or not.
Yeah. It's the little things. If you can't, that's just if you can shoot. If you can't hit a pie plate at 40 yards, don't worry about it. Just give it 6 cranks and pull it back and shoot it. But for everybody else out there trying to take their game to the next level, setting your sight is a tricky endeavor.
Yeah, if I get out there, I'll look like the new city slicker walking through. I'll be the one with the shiny new chair, the shiny new bow, the shiny new arrows, the veins that's never been crinkled. Y'all will recognize me.
I'll tell you what, I had to come home and fix about 3 or 4 arrows. I got holes shot in 3 of my veins. I had a busted knock and bent a bushing. We got home from Foley and we was doing arrow surgery for about a day and a half there. It was a expensive little trip when you're shooting them flex veins.
I'd only planned on doing 3. How many do I need to do?
It depends if you leave your arrow in the 12 ring or not.
See, when you're unknown, you don't got to worry about that.
No, I'll have to be known anymore. There was no known back when I shot, but now I have to be known. I guarantee you. I haven't been out there in so many years. I guarantee you I couldn't judge what 22 is versus 32.
Dave, have you bought a rangefinder yet to come shoot 3D? Yeah, we'll get you one, bud.
No.
Sounds like you're going to have to be on Brook's stake.
I kind of figured they'd give one for everybody in the class, right? Kind of like a cheat sheet or something.
We did just put a post out on the Oklahoma ASA page. We were looking for old but functional rangefinders for some of the. I had you at old, didn't I?
Yeah.
We've got a bunch of kids that just got done shooting NASP State, so we just created the Genesis class. We're expecting a whole bunch of them to come out, but we're told a lot of them don't own rangefinders. So if you've got an old dusty rangefinder anywhere laying around out there, bring it to the ASA because we're going to loan them out to groups of Genesis shooters because we're shooting a 500 grain arrow out of a 20-pound bow. They're really putting the arch in archery. So we're going to give them to some of these kids so they can click it's a known distance class. They just might not own a rangefinder. So I think I got 6 or 7 people that volunteered to bring us some. I'm just going to keep them in the truck with an old set of batteries. One guy said he's got the old kaleidoscope kind where you match it up like this. I was like, well, heck, the batteries ain't going bad on that one. He said, nope, there ain't no batteries. So these kids are going to look at it like an ancient relic.
Yeah.
But they treat me the same way, so it's okay.
I was going to say, you're about the same, so.
Hey, I went a whole pro-am without shooting a nickel. Somebody called the media, called Guinness World Records. I mean, I'm wondering when they're going to have a parade for me or name a street after me or something, but his phone hadn't rang yet.
Rangefinder, you shouldn't do that.
Well, yeah, but you still got to set your sight and make the shot. That's
Good point.
90% of it.
Good point.
What rangefinders are y'all using? Well, not you, Brook, but used to use.
Well, I carry two. I shoot the Bushnell. Is it the bow hunter? I gotta look at it here. I don't know what it is. No, it's the Bushnell Broadhead, isn't it? And then I carry a Vortex HD 4000 as a backup in my stool.
So, trying to learn. I don't know. I was going to say, you said you carried one and you had a back. I mean, do you click a target with both, or do you just go with the one? And
No, I always use my broadhead, my Bushnell, just because that's what I use to practice and everything. And I just like some of the functions in it. It changes, like your yardage marks. It automatically changes to whether it's light or dark. You know, if it's light, it's black. If it gets dark, it turns red, so you can see it in the finder. And the Vortex, that HD is probably the clearest rangefinder I've ever used, and it actually functions a little better in rainy and foggy conditions. That's the biggest reason I carry it. Because if we get a little fog in the morning, sometimes on those pro-ams, a bunch of those rangefinders will not range a target.
really?
How about binos? What are y'all running for binos?
I use the Vortex Vipers. I believe.
12 by 50s?
12 by 50s, yes.
Yeah. That's what I've got.
I'm a little different on that. I used to use my binos all the time, but for 3D, the only glass I use is my rangefinder.
Okay. Any particular reason for that?
Was like in the shoot down, I took my binos really just to look to see where arrows hit, not really look for places to aim. My big thing was what I kind of found as I got older, my eyesight changed, is when I looked at my rangefinder, what the detail that I found with my rangefinder, I could still see with my eye. So I could make it work, catch it up. And you know, when you pull up a 12 power and I'm looking at it and I pull it off my eye, then I can't see the same thing that I was wanting to aim at after I pull down my binoculars. But I noticed as I fought out with my rangefinder, since they're only a 6 power, I can relate to my aiming spot better with just my vision.
That makes sense. If you can't see it beforehand, it's not going to change when you pull your bow up.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you can see all kinds of detail, you know, with the 12 power binoculars, but when you pull it down a bunch of times, I couldn't find the same thing that I was, you know, that you picked out to aim at. You pull it down, then you can't see it with the naked eye.
Yeah. I kind of look at it the opposite of that, because I've got a pair of image stabilizing 20 powers that I've ordered. I run the same 12 by 50 that Brook uses, and you can see it. You pull it up, and it's like, man, that's clear right there. And then if I had to shoot with that sight picture, I'd never get a shot broke. But when you pull it up with that 6 power lens, it's like, that's too low. That's too far forward, right about there, and just squeeze it off and go. So I guess I'm kind of the opposite way of thinking about it. Like, I like not being able to see it once the binos are down and I'm at full draw. Cause I mean, I shoot a 6 power, but Chad Shoemake did that. He would run an 8 power lens, and he had these little bitty tiny 8 power binos. And he goes, yep, no matter what, when I glass it, it's going to look exactly the same when I pull my bow back. I'm like, you're still running an 8 power, Chad. You could see the dark side of the moon with that. I mean, the full Gillingham sight bar all the way out here, 8 power lens, and he'd drink 2 NOS energy drinks before every round. I'm like, good Lord, that'll give you the jitters.
I'm fortunate that my eyes are really good. Even with my 12 by 50s being so powerful, I can still see details on the target. I mean, I know everybody's eyes are different, but I don't wear contacts or anything. But I know one day my eyes aren't going to be as good.
I used to be that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the if I get into it, I'll be in the old class now. So,
You waited just long enough to get into that 40-yard super senior known, didn't you?
there you go. I'll be in that 60+ class.
I thought Dave was in the Legends.
Oh, there we go. I might as well be. Yeah.
Now,
we're not talking barbecue now.
he's not going to go compete against Gilly. No chance.
Oh,
No.
he don't want to part of Gilly, does he?
Nobody does. Nobody does. That's a man on a mission right there. I think him and Dan both ended up 7 in senior masters and senior legends. So shout out to all of our Oklahoma finishers. I put a post out trying to get all the top 10s. I didn't go down to the 15s because I didn't want to include myself. But we did, before anybody asks, big shout out as well to our 3rd Oklahoma top 5 finisher, Dustin Leader. We did reach out to Dustin to come be on the podcast. He had politely declined, but said, we'll talk about it this weekend. So y'all in the comments, once we drop this episode, reach out and tell Dustin we want to hear his stories too. He's not the most talkative guy, but he did a heck of a good job. Finished 2nd place in his first ever semi-pro outing. I think he was like 5 down the first day and 10 up the second day, something. It was a good number.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
that was cool. Sorry.
Go ahead.
We were on the same range, and so every once in a while I'd ask other people how he did or whatever. And the cool thing about it, I think the entire semi-pro Oklahoma class was there too. So that was really cool. We were all there on the same range.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
We just litter the place up. I mean, I tell them all the time. We had a great turnout from Oklahoma. Had a lot of top 10s, had a lot of top 20s. So shout out to all our Oklahoma people. I appreciate y'all representing us well and making the trip. I tell people I'm going to Foley for the seafood. The fact that there's an archery tournament on top of that is just bonus points. So, relax, enjoy the beach, 80-degree weather. We came back, it was 38 degrees on Sunday. I was like, ooh, we should have shot on Saturday, Sunday, but there's no more Sunday rounds. They're all Friday, Saturday now. So, go stack up your vacation days and get ready for the next one.
It was cool with sorry.
No, you go ahead.
It was cool with I think it was 3 or 4 to go. Everybody was kind of getting done, and I walked back to the target, and they're all standing there watching me, wondering how I'm doing. So that was pretty cool to see. I appreciated that from everybody.
Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but Neil keeps promising me supper. He's all about numbers for this ASA thing. He says, if you just come shoot, I can count your number. So he's promised me supper. So I appreciate that.
Oh,
You're lucky you got promised supper. Everybody else got their family kidnapped. That's how the number. I mean, 132 at the first one and 153 at the second one. This weekend's going to be a double, and we're offering money back for all of our class winners that shoot both ranges. We're going to put them in a hat, and we're going to start drawing $100 for every 30 people that show up in the payout classes and shoot both. So you're going to win qualifier A, you're going to win qualifier B, and if you're lucky, you're going to get $100 on top of that just for showing up and putting a big number up. So, we're doing everything we can to get the attendance up, and I hope everybody out there knows I appreciate seeing every one of you, especially sticking around for the team shoot. That's been a lot of fun. So we can all be like Chad and shoot at the 14 rings. We're giving a target away every weekend. So come pay us your $15. And if you're at the Allen shoot, maybe you can convince Chad to be your partner. He's got a little bit of experience shooting at those little rings out. Yeah, buddy. I know how you are. We're going to pair you with the Junior Eagle either way. But the kid, I say, pick a kid as a partner because they get to step up to no further than their max distance. We're all shooting from 35, 40, 45 yards, and the kids, if you're a Eagle or a youth class and 25 or 30 is your max, we're not going to let you shoot past anything that your stake would be set at. So pick a kid, man. Go get you a ringer. They're probably 11 years old, and the best thing is they're playing on mom and dad's money for those $5 mulligans.
I promise your Eagles, they won't hardly miss a bonus ring. There's some little sharpshooters out there. I promise you.
Oh, yeah. My favorite photo last year is Jordy in the Junior Eagle. His last year Junior Eagle, he's sitting there with a wad of 20s and 100s fanned out like right here. And you got everybody back in the back that's got like, I got $20. I got $15. And Jordy's like 80, 90, 100, 110. And his mom's like, don't you think you should pay your partner back for some of those mulligans? He's like, no, not at all. And just stuck it right in his quiver right there. He's like, that's drinking money right there.
Oh man.
Well, guys, let's wrap this up. How about both of y'all take your turns and let's talk sponsors and who you shoot for and all that, and where they can find you if you got a good page, archery page.
You want me to go, Brooke, or you?
You go.
Just a quick shout out to my sponsors: Darden, Black Eagle, Conquest, B3, Bowfinger, Flex Fletch, Hampski, Winterhawk Outfitters, and my number one sponsor, friend, and supporter, BowShack with Ryan Thomason. What else was I going to say? Go check out my YouTube channel. It's at On the Hunt 2026. And guys, the Oklahoma Shooting Academy is fixing to kick off at the BowShack with Ryan Thompson. Be on the look for it. And you never know when you show up if Ryan's giving you advice and giving you coaching, me or Brooke may show up and help out a little bit too.
Cool.
I shoot Elite and Conquest stabilizers, Black Eagle arrows, True Ball release, Excel sight, Winterhawk strings. And yeah, I'm a part of the BowShack as well. Ryan does great with his classes. Like he said, they're about to kick off soon. And I know there's a lot of people interested, so you're going to want to check him out. And yeah, Ryan's a good person to learn from. He's helped me out a lot with the judging side of things and gave me a lot of tips and a lot of advice that I've been able to do really well with taking his advice. So
well, good.
BowShack.com. Check them out. They can get anything inventory shipped right to you. You can buy it online. If you're going to actual Dickson, they're right on the corner with the stop sign right next to a Warm Welcome. That's the coffee shop next door. They don't just do coffee. I had like a Red Bull slushy, I think she made some kind of drink that was delicious and highly caffeinated. So go check them out. Ryan's been great. No matter if you're a beginning archer or if you're a high level guy and you think you got it all figured out, I guarantee you there's something that Ryan Thomason can put in your tool belt that'll make you a better archer. Full draw.
Cool. Well, both y'all, thanks for coming on. We appreciate you. For those, we know it's not live, but it's late in the evening, so we really appreciate y'all taking your time out.
Well, we appreciate you guys, and Dave, I'll see you at Indoor Nationals.
All right, sounds like a plan.
yeah, thanks for having me. It's always fun.
You bet. Bye.
You good. Go Podium again. We'll do it all over.
You bet.